Women are very good at manifesting. Like, things can happen very quick, especially when you're aligned as a female.
Being more specific with our thoughts, being more intentional, and bringing it up to a better feeling thought each time.
You obviously read books like The Secret, Think and Grow Rich, but these are very surface layer. There's a lot more depth to...
I am definitely better at feminine and you're better at masculine. So when we finally come together, it's just more explosive. You guys might not know this, but when Michael and I first connected on Instagram or YouTube, he actually sent me a playlist by Kevin Trudeau. It's called Your Wish is Your Command. And he didn't know this, but I've been playing it for 5 years now, and it has changed my life.
I just felt like I could trust you even back then.
Yeah.
I've only shared it with like a small amount of people.
Yeah.
But I felt like I could trust you. I felt like something you needed to become the woman that you are today.
Oh, so he was basically grooming me then. No, but I guess it's like we are quite open when we talk about spirituality to each other all the time. Why were you hiding it? Why were you gatekeeping it? Like for me, I was just posting it on my socials saying like, this is the playlist I'm listening. It's amazing. Why were you gatekeeping it?
I was waiting for the right time to post it. I think there's a right time and a place.
5 years has passed.
Yeah, 5 years. I've just forgot about it. Forgot about it. I share it within Envision quite a lot.
So how did it help you?
For me, it just allowed me just to tap into manifestation on more of a deeper level. I feel like I can manifest very well. Not as much as yourself.
Women.
Yeah.
As feminine energy.
Women are very good at manifesting. Like, things can happen very quick, especially when you're aligned as a female. But for me, I've always been able to manifest. It's just directing that into the right thoughts.
Yeah.
And something simple as like feeling good when, because people visualize and people will picture what they want, but they don't attach emotion to it.
Yeah.
So even in the early days of, trading, I was always taught to like something simple, go into a car dealership, feel as if you're about to buy that car. Smell the inside of the car, visualize yourself driving it. These little sensations allow you to connect to that experience, and it taps you into how that's going to feel in the moment, draws it into you quicker.
So if you guys look at his older photos, it's him in like cars at dealerships, just trying it out. And also I think that people do attach feelings to a lot of their thoughts, but they're just not refining it. So if it feels bad, they don't refine it into a better feeling thought. Instead, they let it sit and feel like the lack of it, the scarcity or the complaints or what someone else said about it that is not even theirs anymore, like it's their parents' thoughts, their colleagues, everyone else. So Kevin Trudeau really helped with like being more specific with our thoughts, being more intentional, and bringing it up to a better feeling thought each time, as well as like Abraham Hicks, Jim Rohn, Bob Proctor, all these motivational speakers, even Tony Robbins, are just people teaching you how to be like, rah-rah into the usual thoughts that you're holding, or like the usual limiting beliefs that you're holding on to.
Yeah. And people often get manifestation mixed up, like, we're putting in the work on side of manifesting. You're not just sat there visualizing, you are actually actively putting in the work as well. But you do it in combination with each other with a very intense feeling about what you're going to achieve, as if it's already here now. And it just speeds up the process, and you'll be surprised what you manifest. And I also feel like sometimes that is all someone needs right now, like just sitting there and like umming away, because one day when you enough, you're gonna be inspired enough to want to get your ass off to do something about it. So when that feeling comes, that inspiration hits, don't just continue sitting there, actually do something about it. Inspired action.
Yes. That's when you actually really just pull things into your reality, when you have the action with the belief. A lot of people do the action but they don't believe. That's why they keep getting back up in that same cycle.
If you have that intention of what you want to achieve,
and you can envision.
You can envision it. Then it just really comes into reality quicker. And it sounds very, if you're in the earlier stages of this and you've heard it for the first time, something you need to try for yourself and experiment with it to find out what's working well for you. But for us, we've been doing it for years, and it's really helped us in a lot of different ways. And a lot of people don't talk about it. You obviously read books like The Secret, Think and Grow Rich, but these are very surface layer. There's a lot more depth to how to visualize, how you should visualize, and how you should feel whilst visualizing this thing to bring it into reality quicker.
There are things that we are more naturally good at. For example, he's a man, he's more masculine, he's naturally more good at the doing stuff, and I'm more good at like the thinking and the creative. So we have practiced it ourselves, both the masculine and the feminine, before we came together and be like, okay, I am definitely better at feminine and you're better at masculine. So when we finally come together, it's just more explosive. So wherever you are, you know, just put in the work yourself, and then you will attract the person that is going to complement you.
And a quick tip for you is to always focus on what you want, not what you don't want. You see it in relationships quite a lot where people, you know, they want a certain girl or a certain guy to come into their lives, but you're thinking,
I don't want a cheater.
Yeah, I don't want a person who drinks.
Smoker.
I don't want a person who does this.
Yeah.
And you're listing all the things that person of what you don't want.
Yeah.
But the truth is,
and the next guy is like that.
Yeah, and you're thinking about that. So you want to get your mind off of that and thinking about, I want someone who's going to support me, inspire me.
Healthy.
You know? Yeah.
Take care of themselves, likes to go to the gym, likes to read a book, likes to wake up early. You know, once you get in that flow, it's easier to find the next thing and the next thing, because law of attraction just brings you more of what you're thinking about.
It's really powerful when you get your mind off of the things that you don't want and on the things that you do want.
These are all prayers, you know, like when you have a conversation with God, God do not judge whether it's good or bad for you. Like, you get to decide, because this is your life and this is your lessons. So if you're meant to go through that lesson by, you know, going through a cheater or a smoker or a drinker or whatever, then God will be like, okay, here you go. But when you clean up the conversations you have with yourself and with the relationship with God, that is how you bring forth more of what you want to see. Just get clear of what you want to see.
Yeah, so clarity. Like, ideally, you want to be as specific as possible with your goals, with your ideals. Or if you're very unsure, just ask, you know, just something abundant to come into my life. You can be very vague or very specific.
Yeah.
You can do it. There's lots of different ways you can bring goals into the reality. But for me personally, if it's something that I want and I'm very clear about it, just be as specific as possible.
And if it's very difficult right now, just spend more time listening to people who speak things into existence, who are very careful of their words, who are doing podcasts. You know, if you feel good listening to them, keep listening to them.
Yeah, and that's really a thing as well. It's like, if you don't know with clarity what you do want, just ask for the feeling and focus on feeling good now.
Yeah.
Because then you will get good things in alignment with that.
Yeah. So
it's powerful.
Yeah. Thanks, Kevin Trudeau, for bringing us together.
Thanks, KT.